Yeah, you obviously don't expect the game to quite finish like that. And it was outstanding work from young Jack Welsby. To chase that down and to compete on every play. And they're things that we talk about doing all the time, competing on every play and, playing till the last minute and all that stuff that we preach all the time to actually do that and get a result off the back of it like we did. And Jack Welsby deserved a massive amount of credit. That was an outstanding play. And I'm really, really proud of the kid to be able to get that result in a grand final at this level. But also for the group too. They fought away and it was a great game of footy. I don't know if you'll get a better game of footy than that in terms of quality. And both teams are really good defensively and they both showed that tonight. And it was really hard to find points. And, you just had to take your opportunities when they came and Jack did that.
Obviously heartbroken for everyone involved, all of the players, the staff, our club and our supporters. So, I thought, it was surreal. And even now, I feel like just want to rewind that last couple of minutes and have another go at it, because there was a couple of opportunities there where we could have sealed the game and didn't. And it just so weird,
We knew that, and what we did speak about is that one try might win this game. And as I said before, both teams were defending really well, and both teams were very good defensive sides. And yes, we just needed to keep plugging away and waiting for our opportunity. And one thing I think we didn't do quite as well as we played better footy last week in terms of setting up our play and actually executing some attacking play. But we're every bit as tough as we needed to be and every bit as gritty as we needed to be. And that's why we were able to put ourselves in that position.
I break the game down in a couple of areas. I felt, I thought Saints had a fair bit of the ball, had a lot of opportunities to in good field to post points. And I was really, really proud of the braveness, I guess, of our group to defend that out time and time again and to get down to the back end of the game and give ourselves an opportunity. But I felt that I thought I didn't think Saints looked like scoring for the majority of the game, and I thought we stripped Saints back 4 or 5 times where had we executed better, we would have scored the try. And I don't think that by doing that better, we shouldn't have been in that last minute of the play that we went through and experienced,
Yeah.
Even Zach Hardaker's goal kick that hit the crossbar, had that gone over, I don't think the penalty Jackson Hastings gave away would have been to level the game, if you know what I mean. It would have been, they've had to tap it to win the game. So, and I would have backed our defence to stop that. So, there were a couple, just needed a little bit more luck, I guess, in certain situations.
Yeah, we've had our ups and downs this season, and it hasn't been an easy season in any way. And the COVID stuff certainly adds to that at different times. But one thing the group's done is they've stuck together all the time. They've overcome obstacles. They've been willing to fight. And there's been a couple of games where we've been in that sort of scenario where it is really tight like that. And in general, we've managed to come out the other end. And that's the sort of group they are. They're an outstanding group to be a part of, that's for sure.
Yeah, look, I think there's a couple of really important things to get out of tonight. One is that we're heartbroken and devastated. But I think, over the last, since coming back from lockdowns to the second half of the season, we've been a completely different beast as a rugby league team. And there's some really positive signs there. And even though we lost tonight, everyone's, disappointed and heartbroken, as mentioned. But I think you'll see a completely different Wigan team over the next 12 months. I think you'll see a team that can dominate Super League. And I don't want to, put it out there too much in the sense of, being sounding arrogant, but I just feel that, we've taken a big step the second half of the season. I think this will motivate us for next year, and hopefully we can get ourselves back in this position this time next year and change that result.
I'm really confident what we can do in the future. And you see that we've obviously got the majority of that squad coming back. We've got some really good young blokes that have played some games this year. And Jack Welsby is one example, but you've got guys like Lewis Dodd, Josh Sim, Jake Wingfield, Joe Batchelor. There's a number of young guys waiting in the wings that are going to get better and better. And I think will come into the team at different times and be able to start to develop like young James Bentley has. So the future's certainly good, but the thing we need to do at the moment is enjoy tonight.
as a club, it's important to us, the people that have been in the trenches for us, so to speak. We've acknowledged them this week and make sure that tonight was about playing for all of those players and Sean O'Loughlin. And it would have been nice to send Lockers off in a manner that he deserved, but it obviously wasn't to be.
Yeah, he's just been such a good servant of the game for such a long time, and he's been such a good servant of this club for such a long time as well. And I know he's done big stints in Australia, and obviously clubs like Canterbury and St George over there would be very proud of him as well. But at the end of the day, this is the club that he's come from, and this is the club that he spent the most time at. And if you're going to associate him with any club, it's this club, and I'm really, really happy for him. And he deserves everything that he's got tonight, and he deserves every accolade that he's got as well.
We had 5 opportunities. We didn't score. Next time we need to do that. Like I said, had we taken those, the last minute of play wouldn't have counted. So that would never have mattered. But I think moving forward, how much we've changed in the last 12 months has been astronomical. And I feel if we can just drive that mentality moving forward into next year, I think we'll be. And that's what I meant by tonight wasn't going to define us, because I think there's better times ahead for everyone.
Oh, look, I think he can, yeah. He's an outstanding kid. He's a very talented kid. He's got a great skill set. He works really hard. I can't sing his praises enough. And we've got to remember he's only just turned 19 this year, and he's competing really well against some really good players there, and guys like Zach Hardacre and certainly holding his own. And scoring a try like that to win a Super League Grand Final is only going to help his confidence as well. And I don't say that to put pressure on the kid. I certainly don't want to do that, but I've got a lot of belief in what he can do, that's for sure.
We sent a message out to see if Zach was confident, and Zach said, yeah, I'll have a crack, because on the flip side of it, if you kick for touch, you set up for a field goal and you miss it, everyone in the world goes, why did you take the goal kick? So I felt that was the right decision. What was wrong about that was we didn't chase the kick, and we sent messages after messages about make sure we chase the kick. Had we chased the kick, I spoke to the referee, and the referee said that at no point did he think the ball was going to go over, because we stood there and sort of watched it a bit. I think it was close, but it was never going to go over. Had we made that tackle 10 metres out on Lomax as opposed to 30 metres out, then I don't think Makinson would have been in a position to have a field goal there right at the back end in the last play of the game.
Look, I thought it was a bit of he took a bit of a punt there, to be honest. It was a long way out, and not directly in front either. So I was a little bit surprised that they actually took that option. I thought they might try and kick for touch and have a crack at us there. So when I seen him lining up for the penalty goal, I was actually quite pleased. Obviously he backed himself, and full credit to him. He's a very good player, Zach. I've been really impressed with him, but gave us an opportunity, and our blokes were good enough to take it.
Yeah, I love it here. So, I enjoyed my time here as a player, and I'm loving it now as a coach as well. And I think, what we're building here as a club, with our young ones coming through another year's experience, we're losing a few players this year, but by doing that, we've recruited pretty aggressively and quite well. And I think just the vibe that's around the place, I think we're heading in the right direction as a club. Not that we're in a bad direction. We just lost the grand final, the last play of the season, but it was quite that hurts and unreal. It doesn't feel real. It's surreal, but moving forward, I think we're in a good position.
I remember saying when I first arrived that it's a very different challenge, because I'm not coming to something that's broken. I'm coming to something that I've got to keep advancing, and that's what we've done this year. I think we've got a little bit better as a group, and we've had to, because the competition's got better. And that's certainly not taking away anything from what was achieved last year, but it's just what you have to do every year. You have to evolve, and you have to get a little bit better. And as I said, the competition does the same thing. So that was the challenge for me, and that was the challenge for the group. And I can't sing the praises of the group enough for how hard they want to work, how they want to overcome things together, and how they want to compete. And that's all the things that got them home tonight.
I'm sure the grand final would have looked quite good on TV. I don't know what the vibe is out there at the moment. I'm sure it's positive, but it was a game where both teams bashed each other for long periods of time, and I guess that's what sport brings you. That unpredictability, and that's why we love rugby league so well. We're at the wrong end of it as coach this year round because we've lost, but I think as a spectacle across the world, I think people are going to look at that and go, "Wow!" I think it'll feature quite heavily in the rest of the world, I guess, with how it's unfolded.
Look, defence wins big games, and defence is what gets you to grand finals. And I said before the game that there's no doubt that it's the two best teams in the competition playing each other, and the quality of the game tonight proved that once again. But it's also the two best defensive teams in the competition. And it was very, very hard for us to find points, and we made it very hard for Wigan to find points. And I don't think that took away anything from the spectacle whatsoever. It was a great game of footy too.
I've thoroughly enjoyed the season. It's been different. The hardest part about the season when we were in lockdown for nearly 4 months, I think it was, and we couldn't leave the house, and that's when I realised how much I loved rugby league, how much I loved being at work, and how much I loved the day-to-day actions of our training sessions and whatnot. So that was a difficult part for me. Everything else, the change of game late in the week, travel to Catalans when they've finally got a crowd, when you're not supposed to be traveling, the change of a day, all of that for me was exciting because it's different than what we're used to. So, I think had we ended the season tonight after winning the Leaders Shield, I guess it would have been for me, an amazing year.
Yeah, look, it's a great achievement. Obviously this was my first year to be a part of it, but I've certainly seen firsthand what a good group they are, and how hardworking they are, and how honest they are, and as I said before, that's exactly what gets them through tonight. Their honesty, their hard work, their discipline. They deserve every accolade they get as a group.